Do you struggle with perfectionism, or do you think that it's not a problem and you use it as your interview question humble brag? That used to be me, no judgment. In this video, I'm gonna share with you why perfectionism is really self-criticism in disguise and how you can overcome it on this episode of The Dr. K Show. I'm Dr. Karthik Ramanan, and on this channel, I help ambitious individuals end self-criticism with tools and strategies to create optimal everyday mental health. If you are new here and you know that you need to get out of your own way to execute on your passions, I am here for you. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button right now and hit the bell because you don't want to miss out. Each week here on the Dr. K Show, I answer your burning questions. The second segment is Progress Success, where I share a win from K Nation, people just like you. And in the final segment, I bring the heat. If you need a kickstart, a little motivation, stick around till the end. I drop some wisdom, raw and real. I wanted to be a hobbyist rock star. I wanted to be like James Hetfield of Metallica. I remember once I could afford a guitar, I was so excited to bring it home and start this journey. And then I began to realize just how much work it was going to be to actually learn how to play and get good enough to perform. So what did I do? I bought another guitar, of course, because that's going to give me the motivation to learn. And then another, and another. Eventually, I realized that certainly without sustained, committed practice, I couldn't play like Hetfield, so why bother? I gave up guitar. Have you ever given up on something you loved just because you felt you weren't good enough at it? Let me know in the comments below. I read and respond to every single comment. Then why is it that so many of us strive for perfection? Is it because we have high standards? No, it has nothing to do with your high standards. It has everything to do with your self-criticism. To have high standards is to recognize that we are capable of more. It is to find contentment in the process of growth and becoming the person that you envision yourself to be. High standards means that we are not satisfied with mediocrity, yet we find happiness in the pursuit of greatness. High standards are the threshold below which we will not tolerate the present situation and are driven to action. Nothing more. Are you getting value out of this? If so, hit that like button. By contrast, perfectionism is rooted in self-criticism. It is the notion that our performance and therefore we are not good enough. Perfectionism by itself causes us to not take action. It causes us to accumulate assets and knowledge without putting into practice all the resources that we've acquired. How many personal development books and seminars have we all attended without taking action on all the information that we were so eager to learn? Voltaire said that perfect is the enemy of good. I say perfect is the enemy of done. Perfectionism kills creativity. Perfectionism kills action. So what can we do to stop it? The first step, dig deep into your childhood and recall the incident that first made you feel like you weren't enough. This might not be an enjoyable experience, I get that. Were you trying to be good enough for someone else, maybe a parent? But start to recognize other stories and patterns that evolved after that incident where you felt that you weren't enough. How did you handle those situations? Did you do so by overachieving? That may have driven you to the success that you have today, but what happens when you couldn't overachieve in certain situations? Did your desire for perfection stop you completely? To go much deeper is beyond the scope of this show, but I will leave you with this. You can overcome perfectionism by taking small, incremental, positive action in creative spaces that maybe don't have a huge implication on your daily life. Maybe it's watching drawing tutorials on YouTube and drawing some of your own. Maybe it's trying a couple of items from a plant-based cookbook that's sitting on your shelf. Or maybe, like in my case, it's finally picking up that guitar. Today's Progress Success is brought to you by one of my clients. Like many of you who have dealt with perfectionism, it's often rooted in not being good enough for our parents. And that was absolutely the case for my client, who is in the process of owning herself in this amazing discovery. She says, "My parents are trusting me and actually listening to me. I finally feel like they trust that I know what I'm talking about. It's a super strange transition that I'm grateful is happening." Take that, perfectionism. And the beauty of it is that happened in just a month of us working together. It really doesn't take that much time for people to start to see you in a different light if you start to see yourself in a different light. I get you. You're waiting for your time. You're doing your research. You're collecting the things you need. You've watched so many YouTube videos. You've read the books. You've listened to countless podcasts. You've invested in online courses. You've gone to seminars. And yes, I've been there too. And then I broke free, as will you. Here's the brutal truth. If you're sitting there still attached to being perfect rather than starting with imperfect action, you are more committed to holding on to your past than you are going after your ideal future. Can you get 1% better every day? Just 1 mere percent. If you do, in 1 year, you will be 37 times better. Don't compare where you are today with some idealized version of where you think you should be. This is your journey and it's not anyone else's. So take 1 step forward to the person that you want to be and just get 1% better. Can you do that? I challenge you to dig deep into your past and look at why you deal with perfectionism. And once you see it, see that child that dealt with that disempowering situation. Bring your adult self into that memory and teach your inner child that it's okay. You made it to adulthood. That inner child, now free of the burden of not being enough, will return the favor and give you that permission and that confidence that you need in order to create momentum in your life. Look, your intentions are noble. Your knowledge is strong. Your resources are aplenty. You are enough. Take that first step, that one tiny little step toward executing on the things that you are passionate about. Whatever it is you want to build, whoever it is that you want to be, you are enough. And the very fact that you choose to embrace your imperfection and take action will make you even more enough. I believe in your greatness. Why is it that so many of us strive for search? You're collecting the things that you need. There's like a hair on my nose. I don't even have hair on my head. How do I have hair on my nose?